Let me ask you something. Why can't you work in the stock market like a normal job? People wake up every day, go to an office, work 8 hours, and get paid. So, why can't you open your trading app, your broker, your platform, and do the same thing with your own money? Honestly, what's the problem with that? That idea sounds reasonable, and that's exactly why it's dangerous. Welcome, friends. My name is Fred, and here we talk about investments, business, real life, and training, all from my personal perspective. And today's question is simple but uncomfortable. Why those trying to be smart cost so much in investing? There is a very powerful myth in the financial world. The idea that you can work with investments. You put some money into your account, and every day you go there and trade. Day trade, swing trade, options, futures, leverage or not. And at the end of the month, you get your salary. I believe in this idea myself. My logic was simple. Big banks make money in the market. Big funds make money in the market. Brokers make money in the market. So, why can't I do the same thing? It sounds fair, logical, and intelligent, but it's not. When people explain this strategy, it always sounds very organized. You hear things like, I have a daily profit target. I have a stop loss. I only risk a small amount per trade. I never lose more than I planned. Some people say, I am to make 100 reais a day here in Brazil. Others say 500 reais a day. Others say 1,000 reais a day. And they also say, if I lose 100, I stop. If I lose 500, I stop. Everything looks controlled. Everything looks professional. The problem is not the math. The problem is human behavior. Here's what really happens in real life. You start trading. You have some good days. You win several days in a row. And slowly, confidence turns into arrogance. Then, one bad day comes. You lose. And you don't accept it. You tell yourself, it's just one bad trade. I know what I'm doing. I will recover it. That's where everything collapses. You don't respect the stop. You increase the position. You double down. And suddenly, what was supposed to be controlled becomes chaos. By the end of the month, many people don't just lose the profits, they lose everything. People try to be smart in many ways: day trading, swing trading, option strategies, futures, leveraging, averaging down endlessly. Let me give you a very common example. You buy a stock for $10, for example. It drops to 4. You double your position to lower your average price. Now your average is 7. Then the stock drops to $1. You double again. Your average goes to 5 or $4. In theory, it looks brilliant. In reality, it's a disaster waiting to happen. Why? Because this strategy only works if two impossible things exist: infinite money, robot emotions, and humans have neither. You don't have infinite capital, and you don't have infinite emotional control. Sooner or later, the stock keeps falling. the losses grow, fear appears, and the worst possible moment you sell. Sometimes the stock never recovers. Sometimes the company collapses. Sometimes it takes years to come back, if it ever does. Retail, for example, is full of stories like this. Entire companies disappear, especially in countries like Brazil, for example. Are you going to put your retirement on that? At this point, someone's always says, but Fred, some people succeed. Yes, a very tiny percentage. Something like 0.05, something like that. And let me be very clear. Chasing an strategy where 99% fail is not intelligence. It's stupidity, I mean. A smart strategy is one where probabilities are on your side. If you do something 10 times and win 9, that's intelligence. If you do something 10 times and lose 9, that's insanity. Even the rare person who wins consistently is living on a knife's edge. One mistake can destroy everything. That's not freedom, that's stress, my friend. Here's the uncomfortable truth. The market is extremely volatile in the short term. Extremely. It is somewhat predictable in the long term. Yes, but long term means 10, 20, 30 years, not 20 days, not 6 months. I remember trading currencies and thinking the dollar will always rise against the local currency, the real in Brazil. And in the long run, that may be true. But in the short run, the dollar can fall for 6 months, for a year, even more. Can you survive that if you are trading daily? Most people can't. So, what should a normal person do? Very simple. You focus on your job. You focus on increasing your income. And every month you invest. Very simple. Every month you invest without obsession, without trying to be clever, without checking prices every minute. This alone already puts you far ahead of most people. It's boring, it's simple, and it works. Trying to be smart is what destroys people. Consistency builds wealth. Cleverness destroys it. Trying to beat the market daily is not intelligence, it's ego. The market doesn't reward ego, it punishes it. So, I want to know from you, what other smart strategies have you seen that ended badly? Tell me in the comments. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next video, my friends. Thank you.